Hello everyone and welcome back to Professional channel. Today's video is going to be about Business Development Analyst. So if you are looking forward to step into this role, you need to consider some of the parameters and what are the skills which are essential for you in order to ace your job in a very professional level. So we are not just going to look at the skills and what does a business development analyst do, but we are also going to have an eye for detail on the pay scales, because the major concern that every candidate or every person has is how you or we are paid when we are getting into that particular role. So in order to consider this issue, we have collected all together how major companies and major other cities in India are paying business development analysts. With that note, we would be heading over to the first section of the video, which is the definition part. So you should understand what does this business analyst would be doing. Not just looking over to the revenue part, the other part of the business analyst development role is going to be about looking into the sales lead and also on the operational basis of the business or the organization's perspectives. So with that note, this is the definition that you will be able to clearly understand about what does this business development analyst do. So he or she is considered to be a professional who searches and analyzes opportunities for improving business offerings. So major concern of this particular role is going to be standing out for improvising business scales and also the growth of the companies which he or she is indicating to. They usually work in the marketing scales and sales area, where they would be managing high amount of data which would be turned into beneficial information, further generating revenues. So the term generation is going to be further implied or indicated to the role into a much further professional manner. So with that, we would be now heading over to the next section. How does this person be much more professional enough with the right set of skills? In order to ace your role, you need to have the right amount of skills as well as the ample amount of exposure for you to understand the role in depth sense. So for becoming or to become a business development analyst, you should be able to understand the process, the market research, how you would be managing your projects and SRM tools, then Salesforce, data analysis, financial statements and also emailing plus networking. So all of this is going to be as a flow of work. So skills here for a business analyst are considered to be a flow of work, and that is how they would be further networking with. So with this kind of networking and the conversion of data, they would be further proceeding themselves into acing their professional life, plus bringing a productive outlook for the company or the business organization that they are working for. The next section of the video is going to be about what does this person actually do. You have understood the definition part, but yet getting into the depth role of a business development analyst is much more essential. Why is it so? You would be understanding what are the hands-on experience that the person is having on, how is this individual dedicating their life, plus what are the other sources of work that they are getting aligned with. So business development analysts are charged with monitoring, analyzing and as well as improvising the company's business. So that is the major task or the role that they would be essentially fulfilling. They would also accomplish by this conducting research, interpreting data and conversion of the data into a productive beneficial reports and making the recommendations basing on their findings and also the research that they have been doing. So in order to completely be fully charged upon this, a business development analyst would be essentially should be knowing about how you would be collecting your data from, plus what are the resources that you are relying on, what are the guidance tools that you as a professional are you using and bringing a beneficial factor to the company or the organization. So all of this is going to be a combined pack in between the roles that you are being aligned with. So now that you have understood what does this person actually does, the next section is going to be what are the other job roles which are aligned to the role of a business development analyst. What does this person do? What is he or she defined as? And what are the skills that you are already equipping or have already been equipped with? So all of this plus what are the other job roles that are being in alignment with the main job profile. So some of them are mentioned here: to perform a complex analysis to identify business requirements, priorities, as well as recommendations, to coordinate with the development and product teams, and also to implement their effectiveness on the business solutions especially. So the main target or the main role is obviously going to be collecting their data and producing an effective or an productive basis reports basing on the data which have been collected upon, so that they would be turning into a developed potential opportunities and bringing a productive outlook to the company. Next is assisting in identifying as well as analyzing the business acquisition and the mergers which are being happening in the business corners. So you should be able to understand which network is passing through what, and also what are the tools that you are using, plus what are the other resources and other mergers that are happening in between the business routes. So these are some of the job roles which are aligned. We are now heading over to the main section of the video, which is the pay scales. How are you being paid as a business development analyst? If you have just graduated, trust me, this is going to be helpful for you in the long run as well. So stick on to all the slides which we'll be further presenting, because every slide is going to give you an outlook about how your future is going to look like as a business development analyst. So why do you want to miss it? First off, we are going to look at the average business development pay in India. He or she is paid 4,64,000 per annum. A good start off indeed. And before I head over, just trust me that all the data which we have collected from is the source from Payscale. So if you want to know more details, you can always head over to the website and then cross check on your own. So if you are wondering how your professional life is going to look like within 10 years span of time, this is how it's going to look like. With the right amount of skill, you will be eventually acing up. So you need to have a proper graph maintenance of your professional career as a business development analyst. So with year 1, you would be starting off around the range of an average pay, and eventually between 4 to 5 years, or then the next section is going to be 5 to 10 years. In between, eventually you would be acing up to 524k, which is eventually a progressive grade up. So location wise pay scales is the next part of the video, as you can see, because wherever you are in India, you should be able to know how that particular location is paying you. That's first off, if we take Mumbai, a business analyst in Mumbai is averagely being paid 4,69,000 per annum, and in Hyderabad 3,66,000 per annum, and then in Bangalore it is 5,78,000 per annum, and then in Pune it is 3,20,000 per annum. Every place or every city which we are mentioning is on an average basis itself. Do not fix your figures or just consider yourself that okay, I will be paid only this much. No, it's not going to be like that. This is just on an average basis. So for you to get an idea as to how you can start off your career in this, Noida 4,50,000 per annum, and this is how you are being paid as a business development analyst. So if you are interested to get into this, and if you are really looking forward to start off your career as a business development analyst, make sure that you are equipped in the right amount of skills. Also, along with the location wise pay scales, you also have to cross check with how major companies are paying these business development analysts. The reason why we have not covered the companies is because it will be different from company to company, and there will be a huge variation in regards to the skills that the individual will be equipping. So considering that note, we will be looking forward for another informative video in the near future. So why do you want to miss such informative videos? So if you don't want to miss any of our videos, consider yourself subscribing to our channel Freshers Now. And if you have any other suggestions or opinions regarding these type of videos, you can always place them in the comment section. Share it with your friends, which is going to be always useful for them in the long run. And thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.